Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka GeekXX Chic, and we are back with another reaction to Hell's Paradise. We're now on to episode 7, which is called, oh goodness, it slipped right out of my head. Flowers and Offerings. There we go. So in the last episode, we finally encountered the giant. The giant that we saw took out one of Sigiri's fellow Asamans very early on, and then we saw that he attacked Genji, but we found out throughout the course of the episode that this giant wasn't just being violent for the sake of being violent. It turns out, I don't know, he had some kind of strange disorder where he just needed to eat an insane amount of food, and if he couldn't find enough food, he would just start eating people. So yeah, he turned to cannibalism, but not necessarily out of any sense of wickedness. We had a small window into his thoughts, and they were very primitive. They were very childish. So it seems like I said, developmentally, he was stunted, and he had this giant body that required a lot of fuel that unfortunately, it seemed like no amount of regular food was able to keep up with. So he went to eating people, if that's what it came down to. And that the reason he attacked people was quite frankly because he was hangry. So make that make sense. But anyway, thankfully with some teamwork and with Sagiri finally accepting who she wants to be and really reconciling who she wants to be as a samurai and what she wants to accomplish, and the fact that she's tired of feeling helpless and not being able to be an asset to Gabimaru, she finally kind of just found her peace, found her center, and was able to actually do some really badass swordsman stuff. And between her and Gabimaru, they managed to take this giant down quite literally. And so at least that's one less threat on the island, but they still, of course, have a lot of ground to cover. But they did manage to end up in a village because when the giant was fighting them, he managed to set, well, actually it wasn't him, it was all of them kind of ended up setting the forest on fire, and all the big creatures ended up heading towards the fire, and they left this village, this seeming village, abandoned. So that's what happened, was our group had managed to stumble upon this village, and now I guess they're going to figure out whether or not anyone actually lives there, or if this is potentially where these weird monsters are being created. So I'm excited to get into the episode and see where we're going to go from here on this crazy journey, or if we're going to check in with some of the other people that we saw from earlier episodes, or if we're all going to converge in this village. So many things. But anyways, let's jump into the episode. Just before I do though, just a reminder that I do reactions to many different shows, other animes as well as this one. But if you'd like to follow me and support me on this journey, go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And if you like this video, I'd appreciate it if you showed some love to the like button and leave some comments below. It just helps the girl out a lot, and I love reading all those fun comments. All right, that out of the way, guys, let's get into the episode right about now. Are they? Oh, missing the nipples. Humans. Don't trust it, dudes. It'll be the last thing you ever do. Interesting. So do we have levels to these monsters? Yep. Okay. Interesting. Can they both do that? That's pretty much it at this point. Do we have to fight you or not? Who that? Who there? I don't trust the little hood cute thing. I don't trust anything in this world. I don't care how kawaii it looks. Interesting. Childlike body. Weird eyes. Don't trust anything. Don't trust anything. Or it's a monster luring you into a trap. He's like, your problem, gotta go. Yep. Hey, he just took out a giant. In fairness, it is time that the other ninja chick do something. Groot is angry. Why is she just melting? I don't understand. And also, why'd you throw his spectacles? You could have just put them aside. Only you can get another prescription out here. Like I said, not everything is as it seems out here. Yeah. Maybe she's not a child. Oh, watch out for the golden fist. Oh, she was about to kill you. She was about to take you out, sis. Oh, Gabby. Oh, he has been through a lot and he hasn't had any time to rest. I mean, I don't blame him. He tried to be gentle and she is not a little flower. Ooh. That's probably not a good thing. Who knows what she'll call? Really? That girl's about to golden punch you into oblivion! She's not an ordinary child. There's nothing ordinary about that girl. What if she never stops? Is that her daddy? Or someone's talking through him. Oh, we need a bath. Oh, that's all it took. Okay. I mean, what's more dangerous here at this point? Plus, that kid is not exactly defenseless. She could have sucker punched you at any point. It's just a little rustic. You just gotta get used to it. Oh, this place is okay. Yin yang, okay. Ooh, look at all the lovely china. I was gonna say, let her have the bath, but don't let her stall you because I can see her trying to get the info and then leaving. Are they? She had a pretty mean right hook. That's true though. Hygiene's important or you're all gonna get sick. Yeah, I was about to say, a hot bath girl, you're gonna forget your first name. Even if you weren't exhausted. Glad you get to relax. Poor Gabby Maru is still awake. Not even salivating. You're getting rid of the little water you've got left, bro. Fruit? Can we trust anything in... Actually, they've been eating the fruit of this world anyway. Yeah, but we don't know if she's human yet. She threw a superhuman punch. Gabby Maru is still in the eating. Okay. Elixir. Oh, map time. Okay. Of course it's in the center. Of course. I mean, you thought so already, didn't you? But I guess it's nice to get confirmation. Them who? Who are we meeting? So you're saying that people we meet you can't take out. The Tenzin. Oh! So these are Elixir of Life people. Gotcha. I don't know about perfect. Nothing? Oh, you haven't met Gabby Maru. And his friend Sagiri here. Yeah, he's like, I don't think you're gonna make it through the night. Well, the bros were cool. Yeah, this is what he really cares about you? Why is it trespassing? He just explained it to you! Soshin. So those are the weird hybrids, right? They become part of the island. Yeah, great. There's a man-faced bug down there for you, isn't there? Oh. You're gonna pull those vines forever, bro? Because it sounds like that's what you're gonna have to do. Oh. So the elixir is fed by all the people who die. Oh, that's kind of twisted. Is it really elixir of life then? You're just taking a bunch of other life forces. I still don't trust her. I don't blame him.
島を出るのも容易ではないだろう。
But not impossible. Don't be easy doesn't mean impossible.
んでた。風呂上がりで一瞬眠そうにしてたろ。
してません。
してた。
しつこい。
He's right though.
戦役は天仙様が守っている。新しい情報は増えたが。
So does that mean that the other brothers made it to the Horai already, or the borders of Horai? That means they're making better time than y'all. But then again, we haven't seen them fight much other than the...
この先も静かに暮らしたいだけだ。邪魔はするな。
嘘とは思いませんが。
Yeah, I don't think they told you everything. Well, the girl didn't say anything at all, but...
天仙様とは大陸の新鮮思想で確か。
They look like some freakaliks, basically. They look like they're just two little freakaliks that want to be left alone. But yeah, sorry, I was saying that the brothers were only been fighting the island's beast. They weren't fighting other prisoners.
いや極力。
Oh, sorry. Close the door.
えっと、
Gabimaru,
何してるんですか。
何って。
he really has no concept of social constructs, eh?
里じゃ老若男女区別なく一つの風呂だったさ。
Oh, well, that's not the same, I guess. Yeah, he's a mess.
よく見れば髪も肌もボロボロ。
Never had a mother's touch, eh?
親のように使い方を教える者がいないのかしら。
She's being raised by a tree. What do you think?
それにあなたも張り詰めすぎです。休めるときは休むべきかと。
She's not wrong about that, dude. I mean, I don't know what kind of limits they've trained you in ninja, but you haven't slept in days and you're barely eating. You are going to hit a wall.
ませんが、気分転換にはなったでしょ。
She's not gonna want you to leave ever.
何やってんだ、お主ら。
Bonding, leave them be. Don't you have some wounds to wash?
お背中流すのにいちいち照れてどうするのですか。
そういうもんかな。
He's like, really?
照れてるわけじゃない。
Zero. You better like baths, sir. Ew. If you ever want to get with anything more than just a handshake with your wife, you best wash.
あなたは張り詰めすぎです。休めるときはしっかり休まないと。本当の戦いがない。
Exactly. You're gonna have no stamina to draw on, my friend. You are still human.
長い長い人生という名の戦です。大将はあなたですが、軍師は私。
That's right. Let him know how it goes. You may be the head baby, but I'm the neck. Okay.
傷を隠すな。なんか、いろいろあるのかもしれんが、わしは気にせん。
Oh, he thinks it's part of your charm.
いえ、これは単にお気に入りの髪型でございます。
She's not ready yet.
そんなもの気にするな。
女性はそうもいかない時があります。
Yeah, it's sad, but society doesn't exactly afford us a lot of room with imperfections, whether it's scars or stretch marks.
なんだ、その顔。
いえ、あまりに真っ当なので面食らいまして。
He's not a complete jerk. He just has no social awareness. Oh.
本来の彼は悪人ではな
You're
い。
still debating this? Just because a person does bad things does not mean they're bad people, believe it or not.
冷静に思い出すだ。当初の気持ちを。何を優先すべきか。油を売っている暇などないと。
It's a hard one. It is a hard one because on the one hand, Gabimaru definitely does need to rest. Because like I said, I don't think he's slept at all really since they got to the island. And we know that he's not really eating much outside of like basically the granola they made out of the whatever nuts they can find on the island. And the point is, he's not like a middle of the road type of fighter. Like he goes all out. He's using ninjutsu, which I have to think takes energy too. And he's been beaten up pretty hard. Like he got beat up by a giant, beat up by one of them weird beasts. And then this chick gave him a Hadouken punch. Like he's been dealing with a lot. His body needs, and again, we don't know what kind of training he's been through. Clearly the kid can take a serious beating, but he's still human. There are going to be limits. And at some point he's going to hit a wall. And I have a feeling it's going to be sooner than later because like I said, he's pushing himself. But at the same time, I do feel like everyone with the exception of the female ninja are not being vigilant enough. Because this whole island is a giant trap, right? There's nothing really safe here. And even this little girl thus far looks like she might just be a little girl. We already know she's got a little secret going on with whatever her power is. So nothing is as it seems. And it's just like they said with the tree guy. Did we get a name for him? I don't think we got a name for him. He just basically said, yeah, I'm just here. We just exist. We're just products of the island. It's like, is anything just living peacefully on this island? Maybe. But again, like they said, I do think he's leaving out very important things that they need to know. I do think also him saying that the Tencent are unkillable is not true. But again, we saw that they were just regenerating. Well, one of them was regenerating like crazy. Also a shapeshifter. Also seem like they can switch between genders, or at least shift their appearance to appear like different genders. I don't know if that's part of the elixir of life or something they could do before, but considering that there are things on this island that are amalgams of 3 or 4 different things, they could also just be a product of the island because of that. But we learned about them anyways. We now know that there's at least 2 Tencent. I don't know if there's more, but we know there's at least 2, and they managed to best the 2 brothers. They're not dead. I thought maybe they did take them out, but they're not. They're just at the bottom of this pit, which apparently is going to eat them up over time. It looks like a pretty long pit too, so we'll see whether or not that's the end of them, but the fact that they're still alive says that there's still a chance, for me anyways, that they're going to probably get out somehow. But again, I don't think anything in this island is completely undefeatable. It's just that it's hard, and a bunch of the people who've come before them, I think, have clearly not been up to the task for various reasons. Most of it, I think, just underestimating what's possible on this island. But again, Gabimaru is already insane. We know that. And we also know now after last episode that Sagiri is also insane. But I think what really is going to be what pushes them through, and possibly anybody else who makes it to that inner circle of the island, is going to be their reasons for getting there. And we saw at the end of the episode again that Gabimaru was like, look, the reason I'm here, the reason I'm doing all this and putting up with this nonsense is so I can get back to my wife, who is her psychotic father is there back in our home doing God knows what to her, especially if he thinks I'm not coming back, right? So he really has like a clock. He can't just sit around and relax, because he knows that every minute he's away from his wife is another moment that she could be in danger, and we know that he's not going to take that well. So as I said, I kind of like that he's being a bit hyper vigilant, because it's a good thing. Like, they wouldn't have even found that girl if it wasn't for him being hyper vigilant. And I think it's something that Sagiri will have to learn, but at the same time, the softness that Sagiri's kind of putting on him, as far as like telling him he has to relax, he needs to take a minute and really just rest his body. We saw that it again parallels his wife, and we've seen throughout the series that Sagiri and his wife have paralleled each other a lot inadvertently. So he knows that there's truth to what she's saying, but I understand what he's saying too, in that like there's a clock running, right? They're not the only ones looking for this elixir. The other ninja girl, who knows what she's up to? Like, she's playing the dumb act, but he knows that she is constantly on the ball, that she's got her eyes open and she's looking around. So he knows that he's got a lot to, to deal with between inside of his little group, as well as what's going on around the island. But at least we got some more understanding of what's on the island now. We know about the Tencent, about how the island's set up. They got through the outer edge, which was the weird monsters. The middle was more the weird monsters, but also the the poisons, right? Yeah, the poisons and the insects, as well as the monsters. And when you go, no, it was insects first, then monsters and insects. That's right. And now Tencents is the next thing. So also it looks like the lower level creatures live in this middle ring as well. So point being, the closer they get to the elixir, the harder the bosses are getting, and that makes sense, right? Because if they're protecting something, it should have the highest protection where it resides. But we also learned that based on what this guy is saying, the elixir of life is actually a mixture of all the life energy that's been taken from people who've come, like trespassers of the island, and I'm assuming probably anything else that dies there. It's just saying that basically their life essence is being drawn into this tam, as they call it. So that, first of all, is really sad and creepy, but it also makes me think that it's not exactly what people think it is. Like, I think it's something where it's got to have limits, because it's not really just something that just exists. It's being drawn from other life forces. So you could probably effectively run out of life forces at some point, right? That's what I'm thinking. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe this branch man and maybe the Tencent have to keep siphoning off this elixir in order to keep their immortality going. If you get what I'm saying, like, I feel like there's got to be a limit. Like, they've got to be killable, is my point. The Tencent have got to be destroyable in some way, and I think that's what the branch guy was probably not telling them, because again, he's like, the only reason I'm telling you this is because I don't think you're going to make it, which is good. Let him underestimate them. But yeah, I got to think that what he's hiding is that there is a way to defeat them. But of course, he's not going to volunteer that information, because that would effectively work for him too. And if he's taking care of this little girl at the moment, best that he sticks around. So yeah, interesting episode. We got a lot of exposition about the island and the monsters. And again, I'm not sure what's going on with this little girl, but she definitely is bonded with Sagiri and Gabimaru now. So I'm having a feeling that she's going to come back later in some fashion, like whether it's that she comes in clutch. That super punch she's got there is no joke, and I'm wondering where that power comes from, but I feel like she's going to end up being the tipping factor of whether or not they survive something down the line. Because now, like I said, just between Sagiri just showing her that motherly kindness and Gabimaru telling her to not be embarrassed of her scars, like, you saw it in her face. Like, I feel like she just has not had that kind of affection shown to her yet. So if that could be a good thing, right? That doesn't mean everything on this island has to be an enemy, but I'm suspicious of everything. So we'll have to see. But I'm hoping that, who knows, maybe she's a Tenzin that's going to grow up. We have no idea if the Tenzin are adults or they grow into adults. Who knows? But point being, I think she's going to come back and be an asset to our group. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that was a fun episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please throw a like on this video as well as some comments below, and we will see you in the next video.